Suppose say you have certain, let's say I'll tell you, give me numbers which are prime numbers from, let's say, 1 to 20. Now, what do we do? Whenever I say, okay, give me the numbers which are prime numbers from 1 to 20, you'll start by saying 2, then 3, 5, 7, so on and so forth. You are going to write the prime numbers till 19. Correct? This is what we are going to write. Now, here, what are you doing? You're defining particular set of elements, correct? So what we say is, when you define a particular set of elements, this is basically what we call as a set. Okay, so this is what you are going to learn, that is sets. Okay, sets. So in the sense, a set, you figured it out. A set is something which you can define, something which you can keep it in a form of certain elements. That is basically a set. Now, whenever we talk about a set, how do we define a set? This is the word definition as to what is a set. But mathematically, we define and we express set in two ways. Okay, so one is what we call as the set or rule method. The first one is called the rule method. The next one is called the roster method. You have the rule method and you have the roster method. Now, these are the two ways in how you can express, how you can represent a set. Fair enough? Now, whenever we talk about a rule method, there is a particular way of notation. There is a notation, there is a particular way of expressing it. In a roster method, there is a particular way of expressing it. We'll start with the rule method as to how do you express. How are you going to understand, okay, this is what it represents. Okay, it's all about the presentation. Let's look at the rule method right now, or you can also call it as the set-based representation. Now, to understand about this method, the first method what we are looking at, this is the rule method, or you can also call it as the set-based presentation. Okay. Now, let's start with a simple example. Let's talk about same example what I took before, the prime numbers from 1 till 20. Okay, now when you're talking about prime numbers from 1 till 20, now I'm choosing a number less than 20, correct? There are certain ways of representing it. Okay, a set is always represented as a capital letter. Okay, any capital letter you can choose. That is basically a set. And also, whenever we write a set, we always write in terms of a flower bracket. Fair enough? That means here, whenever we look at this one, suppose say A is the set what we are looking at. Capital A is equal to. Next, we open a flower bracket. Now here, the number can be anything, correct? It can be 5, it can be 11, it can be 13, it can be anything. So what we write, let the number be x. Okay, let the number be x. That means here we write, so let's do it in a different way. So first what we do, we write A. This is the set, correct? Say x be the number. So x be the number. Now what are we doing? We are taking a value of x less than 20, isn't it? So my condition is what? X is less than 20. Correct? And x is, what is the condition for x? X condition is such that it has to be a prime number, correct? That means another condition is x is a prime number. X is a prime number. So now that you know x is less than 20, x is also a prime number. And also A is a set, capital letter A is a set. Now we'll combine all of them together. Okay, so when you combine them, so first A is the set, correct? A is equal to, open the flower bracket like I told. Now what is the number, what is the variable you are taking here? Here x is the variable, isn't it? So x. What are the conditions? such that x belongs or x is a prime number less than 20. So you need to have these two conditions, isn't it? X is less than 20 and x has to be a prime number. So x is a number such that. So when I say such that, so such that is always represented by two dots. See, like this. Okay, so this symbol represents such that. Now x such that x is a prime number less than 20. X such that x is a prime number less than 20. See, this is what we call as the rule method, or what we call as the set based way of representing a set. Okay, this is one question. I'll give you another example in the same day, a very simple example, and you guys can try it. Then later on you guys can check the answer whether it's right or not. Okay, let's do the next simple example. See, the second example what I can give you is, pay attention. The condition or the question is, now what are the multiples of 3 which are less than 100? Okay, again I'll tell you what are the multiples of 3. When I say multiples, just take the positive ones. Okay, no need of taking negative. What are the multiples of 3? Positive multiples of 3 less than 100. This is the question. Go ahead, you guys can pause the video, just work it out, and you guys are going to see the answer right now. I hope you guys have done the answer. So let's now discuss what it is. Now the question was what? The positive multiples of 3 less than 100, correct? Now whenever we look at a positive multiple, positive is just a formality, but you can also be very specific about it. So first thing, set has to be written. I'll say that the set is, let's say, A. So A is the set. Say X is the number. Now what are the conditions here? 1. X has to be a multiple of 3. See, any multiple of 3 can be written as 3 into some value k, isn't it? Any value k, correct? But there is a condition, there is a restriction. It cannot exceed 100. It cannot be below 0. It has to be between that 0 to 100. Makes sense? Isn't it? So, my another condition is that x value should be between 0 to 100. It should be greater than 0, but it should be less than 100. Now, let's combine, let's club all of them together. So, when you do that, you are going to have A is equal to X is the number, X such that X is equal to 3k and X is between 0 to 100. Now here, guys, you have to be very careful about one more point. See that value 3k. K, what is the value of k? I just told you k can be any number, isn't it? So you can take k as any number. That's fine. Okay, any number is fine. That means here k belongs to set of integers. K belongs to set of integers. So this is a condition what is true for the given question. You might not be able to get the answer right away, but with practice it will be helpful. Okay, now this is what we call as the rule method. Okay, in the next video we are going to understand and discuss about the roster method.